Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing my trade recap for this week. So we started on December 30th. This was a short week, so there weren't too many trades, but I'm going to quickly go over them. So no trades for Monday, no trades called out then, but the 31st I did trade a QQQ 519 call for around 20 to 25%. It was a quicker scalp, so it did go pretty quickly, but anyways, I'm on the 30-minute time frame right now, and I will show you guys on the 31st. All right, so let's see. I believe, let me go back to the 5-minute. Never mind, I got all messed up now. Hold on, 1 second. All right. So we're on the 5-minute. Okay, so I believe it was sometime around 7:10 right here, and I usually do only take my trades in the 5-minute time frame. I don't like to look at lower time frames because it's just the data on lower time frames than the 5-minute or even like the 3-minute it's just harder to make these type of trades that I call out, even though this was more of a scalp. So it was a 519 call. I do believe I hit this call around this candle right here at 7:10. So we entered those. The reason I entered those because one, I would data side looking at puts to calls. We were getting more calls in that moment, so we were getting more bullishness. We did end up the day pretty bearish though, but I didn't take any trades on that, just a quick scalp. Again, it was a short week, so you don't want to be trading too much on a short week like that. Lower volume. The next day market was closed for the new year, but yeah, so around this candle we took this trade. Again, quick scalp up to, I believe we exited around 516 area. But yeah, so we were basically just holding up my support levels this day, not breaking through them in this hour. So then I was looking up to the next resistance area, and I mean, that's basically all it really was for this trade. Again, it was a quick scalp. We were in and out within 5-10 minutes, and for around 20 to 25%, depending on where you took profits. So next trade on the the 3rd. So other than that, there were no more trades for until the 3rd. So that was the end of the week, Friday. So first trade was actually on Meta. Let's go to that. So let's see. So I did take this trade around this area right here. So 608. The reason I took that because we were holding above my resistance level, and I wanted to see a breakout because we had a ton of other companies breaking out, just like Nvidia, SMCI, Coin. All the companies basically on Friday were getting a nice breakout, even Tesla after getting so much downside the previous day on Thursday because they missed out on delivery numbers, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyways, though, so I was expecting a breakout with Meta to around the 615 area, but we ended up just not breaking out. So I did get stopped out of that trade for around negative 15%. That's where I set my stops at. So that was just unlucky failed trade. Meta didn't want to break out, but I did have some contracts. So those were zero dated Meta 610 calls, but I did have some contracts for the next week, and those did not get stopped out, and I ended up holding on to those until around 11:30, 11:45, when then I sold at 606 area, but those were not called out, so I didn't really want to go over those. Next, I did enter some Nvidia contracts. This trade went pretty nicely, but it is 2 weeks out, so there are 150 calls 2 weeks out, expiring on January 17th. So I'm still holding on to those currently. I did tell people, feel free to take profits, of course. If you don't want to hold on as a swing trade, I don't do it. I completely understand. So we did enter around this 43 area because we were holding 141, 142, which were big areas of mine. I did not want to day trade Nvidia, although contracts did go pretty nicely, but that was not really what I wanted to do. So we did enter those 150 calls here at around 235 a contract and ended around 285, I believe, I want to say. So those did pretty nicely if you sold around there, but if you're still holding, should be good for next week. Again, we'll see. And that's why I say, taking swings is a big risk, and just take profit if you can't do it. So yeah. And then on my own, which this was not alerted, because contracts are quite expensive, because I did decide to buy a week out contract on Tesla instead of a zero dated, which could have bought a zero dated and it would have went really nicely. But again, there was a lot of risk involved in taking Tesla zero dated that day after Tesla dropping $30 or so the previous day, even more, I believe. But yeah, so I did enter these once we were holding above around 392 area. So around here, I entered some, and at the end of the day, I think those were up around 110%, which was pretty nice. I believe those were 405 calls for next Friday. But yeah, that is all my trades that I took this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Just DM me or comment on this video. But thank you guys.